welcome back to Vigor. It is your boy, Stealth Jet, leader of the JSS. I don't know what maps I feature a lot, to be honest with you, because I play this game so much and upload so much, everything's kind of a blur right now. But this is my favorite map. It's my favorite map because you can find food on either side, and you can find resources on either side too. I feel like the only thing this map lacks in terms of the different types of resources is electronics. You can find pretty much anything else everywhere else. So if you want to find electronics, don't come here, in my honest opinion. But there's also another reason as to why I like this map. Actually, there's two reasons. Number one, it's freaking symmetrical. And I know what you're saying, it's shaped like a croissant, but look, if you were to draw a line where the bridge is in the middle of this map, you got forest on one side and town on the other side. On both sides. It just fucking makes sense. It's appealing. And here is a second reason as to why I like this map. Look where I spawn at. Guaranteed safety. At least for the first 15 seconds of the match or so. If you spawn right here, if you spawn in this little forest area, this forest area, not the one on the other side, because on the other side there's somebody who spawns directly in front of you, you're safe. I call this safe forest. If you want to chill right here and make yourself a little campfire and toast some marshmallows, go right ahead. Because you're not in immediate danger. Notice how I said immediate danger. You're going to get danger at some point, in some way, shape, form, or fashion. If you stay here forever. So, don't stay here forever. I like Gronthiem Valley. That's my point. So, here is something I want to show you all. Notice how the container is on this side of the map. Now, I'm pulling up here just for science, right? I don't intend to get the container. I don't intend to shoot anybody going for the container. But I want you all to count how many people you see coming over here. I know for a fact y'all seen one. I would zoom in, but honestly, you need to see the whole picture. I know for a fact you've seen one because somebody spawns behind me. Where I'm at this exact location right here, somebody spawns behind me. So one person is already here. You feel me? Now, we did hear some gunshots just now, but don't write that off. Don't write that off. So you see me here, I'm staring at where I seen somebody. And now, it's a matter of just staying vigilant and counting how many people are here. If you fire too early, you become someone else's third party. Or second party, rather. So I seen somebody coming up here, and I'm like, okay, well, guess it's time to get the height advantage. So I jumped the fence, and yes, I know I'm crouch walking out in the open, but it's a matter of not being heard. Because if they're in the house, they're not going to see me. If they're out the house, you only got windows to look out of. But if they hear me, then that's a problem. I try to avoid this bush and not go prone. So we've seen somebody go into this house right here. Remember this house. Remember this house, people. So I'm going to crawl up to the window. If I were to crouch walk up to it, you can see me coming up to the window. So now I listen. Check the corners. He's not in this one. Moving very slowly, making sure he doesn't hear me. Then I see somebody else coming. Okay. So that is two people. Again, I don't want to fire. Number one, I'm too close to the guy in this house. And number two, the guy out there is moving. And I can't enter the house because if I open the door, guess what? It's going to hear a door being opened. And there's your proof right there. That tool shed has a back door open. So he was here. And now he's inside that house. And so now I switch targets. I'm like, okay, well, if I want to go loud, I can throw a grenade in that house and probably blow him up. But that's not ideal. Because the guy who we last seen going up here is still here. I didn't see him run away. Okay. So as of right now, we know there are 2 bodies here that we know of. And look where they came from. The first guy came from behind me. The second guy came from, what? The north. And I'm not going to lie to you. Right here, I grow a bit anxious. I do. Purely because I seen him come up here. And now I hear him up here. Did you listen to what kind of footsteps he gave off? Sound like he was walking on the ground and not wood. Here's the thing. Inside that house, it's not a wooden floor. It's ground. So he could be inside the house or outside the house. And it really doesn't help how I don't hear him anymore. But then I catch him in that window. And so my VSS has already set the headshot mode, single. And I'm like, okay, bet. But then he moves. I don't see him again. Guys, playing stealthily is not a cakewalk. Because the entire point of my playstyle, which I consider to be stealthy, is to not be seen. To not be seen is to not be heard, is to not be obvious. And right now, I'm trying to not be obvious. But sometimes I switch my VSS to full auto because of shit like that. When he runs out that house like a madman, it's like, bro, what the fuck? What are you doing? You feel me? And now it's a matter of keeping myself hidden. Remember that house I told y'all to watch over? He's checking it. No, he didn't use a PSD, because if he did, I would have got pinged. He literally just walked inside, and look, a whole third person. Now check this out now. Look at how that guy reacts to those gunshots. He's still running out in the open in the middle of the road, but he's not running straight. I don't know if you heard that just now, but there's a guy inside that house who killed the other person reloading. So, he's still inside that house. Height advantage, people. Height advantage. Plus, he snuck up behind him. Now, imagine if I walked into that house and I killed the guy. This same dude, the second guy, would have took the exact same path and found a dead body, and then did what? Went on caution mode. But since he killed the only threat that he's seen, he's complacent. Remember now, this is all for science. I'm trying to show y'all something here. Remember that third guy that we seen on the road? Where is he at? Well, that's not for me to find out. You see, you can use players to your advantage. And that sounds dark, because it is. You heard me right. You can use players to your advantage. You don't gotta put the bullet in somebody's head. Somebody else can. And that will tell you where they are at. And you hear somebody walking outside. That's him. Is he coming up here? It looks like it. So I decided to back off a little bit. And he keeps going up there. Now what is he going to do? Let's see how experienced he is. Now I'm trying not to get heard or seen by the guy inside this house still. Assuming he's still in this house. The guy who just jumped up on that tool shed and then came back down and running down that hill right there, that could be the same dude. It could be. I don't know. I didn't get a good look at his outfit. So now he's running back to the container. And it's crazy because the match is now halfway over. It's shit crazy, ain't it? So I'm thinking, should I walk into this house right now? That's what I'm thinking. And I'm thinking about doing it because, yeah, he was still in there. He was still in there. 2 shots from the M21. That guy's dead. 2 shots is all it takes with the M21. I was thinking about walking into that house. I was thinking about it. And the only reason why I was thinking about it is because the barrier to entry was 0. That's a fancy way of saying the door was already open. So he couldn't hear me open a door if it's already open. So attempt number 2. Now that he killed somebody, let's walk in here. Or at least, that's what I thought. Okay, now time to go loud. I'm discovered. Don't matter. I got a grenade. May Kobe rest in peace. Here we go. And he runs to the other room. You see him through that window. And I'm like, okay, now how am I going to plan this shit out? I got an idea. Go prone. Make sure he doesn't see me. Sneak around the side of the house. Appear back on one knee. And walk very slowly. But then my plan falls to shit. Because number 1, he's not in the room anymore. And number 2, even if I could see him, I can't shoot him from up here. The window's too high. That shit sucks. Then he does that. This guy's a hunter. He just walked into a room, killed somebody, and now I think he's gonna kill me? No. Now, relocate. And that's the box of the 3rd player that we've seen. This is Gronthiem Valley with a container near the church. Notice how many windows there are. Notice how many houses there are. Notice that very convenient ass tool shed right there next to the church that has a window facing the container. Notice this. What you just seen just now is the main reason, the culmination, the pure purpose as to why I always aim for the head on people, regardless of body armor or not. Body armor protects your body, not your head. And I don't know what it is about this fucking rifle, but I got another M21. Well, I got an M21, while the dude beneath there, near the container, who is still there, also has an M21. 2 shots, and you're dead. Now, why did he fire just now? Why is that the case? Was this guy chasing somebody else, and that somebody else was going for the container? Could that be the case? It just might be. And now that he hears a tick-tock of the clock of life coming to 0, he finally decides to make a move. Because that's what a solo meta is, right? You wait until the end before you do anything important. But you see, here's the thing about the VSS. It's silent. And so he gets surprised when an M21 bullet flies over his head. And this is me taking a couple of guessing shots. Shit don't work out. And the only reason why I'm so aggressive after this dude, and yes, this is my version of aggressive, is because he heard me coming into the house. And I'm like, you bastard. Right? So I decide on, am I going to do it? Yep. Drop a mortar strike on the container. You're not getting that fucking container. Because you just got hit with 2 mortars. 1 shot from this fucking rifle and you should be dead. But then he runs into what looks to be the outside parking area of that house. The main character of this freaking story. And now we did hear somebody use a detector, so we're not alone over here. Let alone the entire map. But the number 1 killer in Vigor is greed. It's greed and over-aggression. It takes time to kill people. Time is a limited resource in life and in this game. So, I could go down there and 1v1 him, and I may end up losing because guess what I have? A VSS with not a lot of magazine capacity and an M21. Both my weapons hit hard as fuck. But from what it sounds like, this guy has a Gal, an M21, and possibly an AKM. Or some shit like that. Some kind of assault rifle. I don't fancy those odds. I don't. And so, I'm gonna take myself, and I'm gonna leave. And that's it. I bought y'all this video to show you the kind of shit that can happen when a container is surrounded by camping spots. Legit, we seen 4 people come here, and 2 people survived. One survived because he shot somebody. Well, one survived because he shot the other 2 people. I survived because I was trying to take out the guy who killed 2 people and being stealthy. Now, is there plenty of other situations where the container is surrounded by camping areas? Yes. VL content. Always. But it's crazy how we've seen 4 people though. And nobody knew where nobody was at. That right there was how the game used to be played. That's how the game used to be played before body armor, portable signal detectors, and a season pass came in. But you know what's crazy though? I say that, the container wasn't even a thing when I first started playing this game. It was timed safe and barred house, and that was it. They added the container afterwards. So, I guess it's kind of a throwback, but a look forward as well. That shit crazy. I hope y'all enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you in the next one. Until next time, peace.